I don't think what I earn is your business. You are a man.
So
Do you understand?
earns
So-
shouldn't
so-
be your business as well.
No, it should be my business because you have to take care of me.
So what do you mean? Like if I'm concerned about how much you earn,
Yeah, then
as
you are not
regards
a
family
man.
planning,
The shaming and saying you're not a man. It's so easy for girls in this generation to be like, you don't do this for me, you're not a man, you're not a man, you're not a man. Like to just emasculate you and just belittle you as a man. What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another reaction video. This time I was just scrolling on TikTok and I saw this video and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring it to you guys. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. This girl talks about how in a relationship or in a marriage, the husband has no business knowing how much the woman makes. This is a kind of controversial take. Just for context, this podcast takes place in Lagos, Nigeria. So if you're from the United States or from the Western world, you will know that the culture is a little bit different. In Western Africa, the man is supposed to be the provider. The man is seen as the provider that provides everything for the woman. Even if the woman has a job, the man is still expected to do all the providing, and there's no 50-50 and all that in Nigeria, for example. Now, I still disagree with a lot of her takes, but I'm just going to play her take for you so we can dissect it.
You want to get married, right? Do you think you guys need to disclose how much each person is earning? Disclose?
Just like tell yourself, oh,
I don't think what I earn is your business. You are a man.
So
Do you understand?
he earns
So-
shouldn't
so-
be your business as well.
No, it should be my business because you have to take care of me.
so what do you mean? Like if I'm concerned about how much you earn,
Yeah, then
as
you are not
regards
a
family
man.
planning,
My biggest problem with this video is the shaming and saying you're not a man. You're not a man. It's so easy for girls in this generation to be like, you don't do this for me, you're not a man, you're not a man, you're not a man. Emasculate you and just belittle you as a man. Destroy your masculinity. That's what it is. Like, how would you say for a man to know how much you make, it means you're not a man? That is a very crazy take. But let's keep going.
that I'm not a man.
Yeah, exactly. Because why should you be?
Okay,
Let me
I
tell
should
you,
not do-
women.
I'm a bit careful because I care of you,
If
yeah.
I love you as a man,
Yeah.
you don't need to ask me. I can buy you gifts. I can surprise you, but you don't have to ask for it or want to know how much I have.
I had an argument with my friend who was like, yeah, you shouldn't want to know. I disagree with that take. I believe if I'm going into a relationship with you, even though I am providing and doing everything, our finances should be open. What's the problem? You know how much I make. I know how much you make. What's the big deal? Like, what is with the secrets you're hiding? And that's the problem. If it's like what you're making is so tiny and insignificant, sure. But we've gotten to the point where the wage gap has closed, at least in the Western world. Maybe in Nigeria there's still a big wage gap, but women are making a good amount of money. I've heard stories of couples where like they're struggling. The man is paying all the bills. He's struggling like crazy. And he's still doing everything for the woman, suffering himself, not spending anything on himself, just spending everything on the family. And the woman, just to find out that the woman has like a inheritance of like $1 million just sitting in a bank. But while they struggle to make ends meet, she doesn't say a word. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't do anything because it's not the man's business to know her finances. That's just selfish at that point. You know what I mean? That's just selfish. This is a tricky situation because of the mentality she has, where she's coming from, the country, Nigeria, I am Nigerian, so I understand. I don't really understand it, but like I know a lot of girls think like this. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, my money. You know the saying, my money is my money. A girl will say, her money is her money. Well, my money is our money. Times have changed, Some countries, it's just difficult to have a one income household. If you live in a big city in the United States, like, that's not happening. Like, yo, if you live in LA, you live in San Francisco, you live in New York, you live in Chicago, you live in Miami, it's going to be very difficult for you to take care of your family by yourself. You're going to need some support unless you make it to being super healthy. And how many men are going to, what's the percentage of men that can live comfortably with only one income? It's less than 10%. I don't mind providing for you, doing everything I can for you. But we have to understand each other's finances. Because number one, me person in particular, I also don't want to date a broke person. You know what I mean? Because I feel like broke women are very entitled. Especially the broke people that they grow up broke and then, they touch some money and now they start to feel like they're the shit and they believe that they deserve the world. Once you grow up without anything and you start to touch money, you're gonna have a lot of expectations. Like you're gonna be very entitled. I don't really need your money as a woman, but I'm not gonna date a broke woman. And I feel like a lot of guys should have that same standard. Because these girls will broke shame you all day long. Especially this kind of girl. This girl looks like she be broke shaming like crazy. She looks like she broke shames a lot. And this kind of girl, they will broke shame you. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know her financial standing. She might have money, but let's say she didn't have money. She'll still broke shame you. So why? Like, I'm not gonna date your broke ass and bring you out the jungle, bring you out the trenches. I ain't your freaking dad. I just feel times have changed, you know. The economy, everything has changed. There's so much going on right now. At the end of the day, I feel like both parties should be open with their finances. Like, yeah, I don't, you know, if you feel like you're a provider and you can actually take care of a family all by yourself, fine. If you guys are both working your ass off, like both parties, the man and the woman, you're both working your ass off. Let me just put this question for you guys. How would you feel if you were dating a woman or you were seeing a woman or you were married to a woman, both of you were working a 9-to-5 job, both of you were putting in so much work into that job, and then there's like you guys want to buy a home, there's not enough money, you're doing everything, you're borrowing money from people, you're taking overtime, you're doing extra shifts, you're getting a third job, a fourth job, you're killing yourself. And then you realize that your wife actually had the money that you needed for that home. And meanwhile, she's like, oh, and she doesn't even like. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like at some point, like, if you think that's normal, that oh yeah, my woman doesn't have to give me anything, or at some point, don't you think that that kind of woman, when the going gets tough and shit hits the fan, God forbid it happens. It can happen. Maybe you lose your job and you're shit out of luck and bad things are happening to you. You have no more money. She's going to resent you. Those kind of women that they're not willing to help you at your lowest point. If your partner cannot hold it down for you at your lowest point, let's say something crazy happens and you're going to be at your lowest point for the next 3 months, and your partner who's also doing great cannot hold it down for you, is that really a partner that you should be with? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section.